Good evening, everyone. Thanks for moving the chair, Megan. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's give you a quick bio right quick. My name is Quianya Enge. I am from Chicago, Illinois. I have been in Southern Illinois for about 5 years. And I'm a current doctoral candidate in higher ed at SIU. Hoping to defend this fall, but y'all keep praying for me. As Mike said, I do a lot of traveling with my work, and I travel not for myself, but for the passion I have for policy and advocacy. My current position is with the Illinois Coalition to End Permanent Punishments, long name, but END PP for short. And we are a group of directly impacted individuals in the state of Illinois that founded an organization that our board is also ran by individuals that are directly impacted. What is directly impacted? We are formerly incarcerated. I served 11 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections on an accountability charge. When I was sentenced, the judge said, "What I didn't know, I should have known." You gotta love the judicial system. It's the truth in sentencing all. Look it up, it's there, state of Illinois. Currently, so I'm gonna give you a quick, some numbers. Currently, for the last 3 decades, the female population of incarcerated individuals has skyrocketed to 700%. So we have an increase, last 3 decades, women going to prison, 700%. 80% of those women were primary caregivers. Okay? 80%. We're just talking about the state of Illinois. We've got approximately 12 million people in the state of Illinois, right? A third of that population is directly impacted by the justice system. 4 million constituents. I'm a state lobbyist. I go in, I talk to our state representative, I talk to our state senator. I say, "Hello, my name is Quianya Enge. I'm a constituent in your district." Right? Little known fact. Illinois, if you have a criminal background, you can vote. If election day is the day you are released, guess where you can go? To the polls. You can go to the polls. You can go to the polls and you can register to vote on site. They don't have those luxuries in southern states. Georgia just received permission to vote. Florida also just received the right to vote. So we have a luxury here in Illinois. I'm gonna talk to you all about unlocking the potential when we talk about civic engagement and community sustainability. Reagan talked about it, Lee talked about it. There is a process when you return home from incarceration that is the most traumatizing experience that anyone would ever think of. You think about being incarcerated and the process of becoming incarcerated as a traumatizing situation. Think about returning home and for the rest of your life, everyone convicting you of the crime that you already served time for. That's what happens. Every day you are reminded that you served time for something that you committed. And that's what happens. So our great number 44, who happens to be my favorite president, said, "Where you are right now does not have to determine where you'll end up. No one has written your destiny for you. You make your future, and that sets the stage for exploration of how we properly support systems and community engagement." Now, my frère contraire, number 44. I had to disagree with that because in the state of Illinois, there are currently 1,400 statutes on the books that are barriers for individuals in the state to have a successful reentry. But you just told me that no one determines my destiny. How untrue, right? So we go in and we advocate for not only for ourselves, but for other individuals. Our current president, this is the 7th year that they have supported Second Chance Month. Is everyone aware that April is the month of second chance for individuals that are directly impacted? Second Chance Month. However, he granted no clemencies this year. We are fastly approaching Mother's Day, and we have approximately 100,000 women that are incarcerated away from their children. I just left DC earlier this week for the 10th anniversary of the Free Her March. And it says that one young lady has been incarcerated for 30 years. She has 2 life sentences plus 50 years on a conspiracy charge. Her daughter got on stage and said, Mother's Day is approaching again. My mother dropped me off at school at 5 years old, and she has yet to pick me up. She was convicted of nothing but the idea that they thought that this was happening. She has grandchildren, right? And so we talk about putting our heart on the stage. And so we say, free her. Why is she there? And the federal government can still not tell her family why she is there. So I advocate, and I travel the state, and I advocate, and I travel the United States, and I advocate. I advocate for individuals to embrace the fact that if I don't get a second chance, what's the purpose of having a second chance? I advocate because if she was 19 when she thought about doing something with someone, how is it the fact that she's almost 60 and you still believe that this 19-year-old, this 60-year-old is thinking like a 19-year-old? It's absolutely ridiculous to me. So we say, think about how your community can be sustainable, because if individuals are returning to spaces, because I'm going to guarantee you this, the space that they leave from will be the space that they return to. And if services are not set in place for those individuals, our community crumbles. Our community pays for it, because I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to figure out how to eat. If nothing else, I'm going to figure out how to eat, because I know I need to eat to survive, and I want to live. So if we don't give individuals the proper tools to figure out to not only sustain themselves, but sustain their households, then our community will not be sustainable. We won't unlock the potential. Currently, individuals that are directly impacted are not allowed to run for municipal positions or be appointed to boards. I'm a community leader. I'm a doctoral candidate. I enlighten young minds at SIU every day. I influence them every day as an instructor in University 101. I influence them every day. Fresh out of high school, I get all your babies. I get them all. They come right to me. And I send them on scavenger hunts. However, but I influence their minds. I influence these minds every day. But I am not allowed to make decisions in a space where I pay taxes. They don't tell you that you don't have to do that when you come home from prison. You're definitely going to pay taxes. You can vote, you can pay taxes, but you can't make decisions about when you vote and where your taxes go. And so I advocate, and I implore you all to advocate for individuals. Currently, there are 2 bills on the books. There is the Fully Free campaign, which is just to dismantle those barriers. We're trying to move the Peace Act, which is a civic engagement act for individuals that want to sit on a council in their county or their town or their city. We're also trying to move a bill called the Clean Slate Bill. What's Clean Slate mean? Clean Slate is just an automated process to expungements and sealings. People can petition for an expungement or sealing right now as a free individual. Clean slate is just an automated process. So my call to action today is, as I close, I implore you all to reach out to your local officials, those that represent you in Springfield, and ask them to support Clean Slate, because individuals that are formerly incarcerated sit in poverty. There is no way that they can travel from county to county to petition and to pay to get their rap sheet to have this process happen, when the state already knows when your parole or your probation ends. So why can't the process just be automated? Why just can't the process be automated? Why do I have to spend all of these funds that I don't have, that again will potentially put me back in behind bars because I'm missing something, or I'm traveling somewhere that I'm not supposed to be traveling, doing my probation or my parole? So, in closing, I appreciate you all's time. And again, this is all about safe communities and community sustainability. Thank you.